Yes, yes, you're listening to the impeccable, impenetrable sounds of the one and only Tehran Von Gosri alongside
Mr. GK, the ambassador of positive energy and refinement. Please, don't forget to miss her.
and of course with
The diplomatic British chick, Miss Stephanie Seaderton.
ooh, and we are
Imperfect Gentlemen.
I hate talking politics, I hate talking religion, because those are the most divisive things in the world. But we cannot act like Baltimore is not going on right now.
It's happening and it's really real right now. And I want to say something growing up in the Washington, D.C. area. Baltimore, although it's close in proximity,
We never went. Never went.
And when you
Never
did
went
go,
there.
No one would ever go.
but
Like,
when you did go, you were very cautious.
Yeah,
Because these,
it's very separated.
Okay,
it's
so
like a
guys,
different world.
you have
It's
to
like
explain
40
it to
minutes
me.
apart.
The only thing I know about Baltimore is from that musical. What is that musical where it's like the segregation, right? That's all I know about it.
What segregation musical?
And then it's the song, Good Morning Baltimore. No.
Keep singing. I like your voice. Steph.
I don't, and I don't know what you're talking about at all.
But here's the thing with Baltimore. When I first saw this surface on the news, the first reaction I had is, if there's any city that you don't want to play around with, it's Baltimore. Because the people there, they're actually very proud people to be citizens of Baltimore in those neighborhoods. And when this happened, I kind of had a feeling that there would be a huge outburst.
Actually, running from cops is not illegal. The Supreme Court has held that running from police does not give them probable cause and is not arrest.
I heard on the news that there was a local law that running away from the police is
It's still
for them to
unconstitutional.
pursue.
Like the Constitution of the United States and the Supreme Court supersedes any state or local law. So you can't just look at a cop. I mean, you can't just run from a cop and that be
So
probable
even though
cause
it's
for
a
arrest.
local law, it's still illegal.
Exactly, because it's like if it's like the state of Alabama wants to bring back slavery, they can't pass a law in their state because the 18th Amendment clearly prohibits that.
So why would they just look at a cop and then run? I mean, they've
Well, I mean,
obviously done
yeah, but it
something
doesn't
wrong.
matter why they did it. I might run if a cop made eye contact with me. I'm not doing anything wrong and I'm driving. If a cop pulls up behind me, I get nervous.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything wrong, but I know what's been happening. Okay, the facts are the police arrested him. They found a switchblade in his pocket, but that's it. No drugs, no cash, no anything, no evidence of any
So it's
criminal
illegal
behavior.
to carry a switchblade?
It could possibly be illegal depending on the size, but that's what they arrested
Is that
him
like
for.
an army knife? Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
it's like a switchblade is a blade that pops out. So,
Sure.
So they
it's
weren't-
illegal. I'm giving it. It's got to be an illegal size
So
switchblade
just to
because
be-
they arrested him. But they had no reason to arrest him and
Just
search
to
him
be-
in the first place.
Right, just to be clear, so they actually physically arrested him, not for running, but they detained him,
Exactly.
found the knife,
Found the switchblade
and
after
then
searching him, and then
arrested him.
arrested him for that. Then he goes to University of Maryland, your alma mater's shock trauma center. Later that day, he goes there, and they find all this bruising and everything. So 6 police officers right now are suspended with pay in Baltimore until
and
further
now the
investigation.
question is, what I saw in the video when he was getting up and they were dragging him, he was handcuffed, his legs were limp. They put him in a van rather than giving him medical attention.
Exactly, they put him in a van.
Now the debate is, were these injuries sustained during the physical arrest, or did something happen in the van on the way there in addition?
We don't
to
know.
his legs?
That's because they're
And-
saying he wasn't buckled in.
And now the ruling on this, is this going to determine or a liability on the officer, or is it already assumed that they're liable because he wasn't injured before?
And that's the thing, we don't know. I mean, you would have thought with the whole situation with Mike Brown that there was some liability of the police officer, and there was none. So we don't know. That's what the frustration, that's the problem. Now, let's also remind everyone that when Baltimore, it wasn't like it was all white cops and it was this poor black kid. It wasn't that. This has become more than about race, about police brutality and police inconsistencies. Police officers are lying. Okay, they're lying. They're protecting one another, and it's not all police officers. I hate when people try to say it's all of anything. That's
Yeah.
not the case. But it's an overwhelming situations that keep reoccurring. This keeps happening. It's not new. And in Baltimore, which Baltimore has a very big problem in the past and the present with their police and policing situations, is shown on TV shows just like The Wire. Well, this was just another.
Another case.
This is the straw that broke the camel's back. This is the actual straw, and people went crazy. They were very frustrated. People want answers. Now, when you watch the protest, a lot of things that aren't being shown in the protest is that even though there are about 5,000 protesters.
So sorry, can you just clarify? So they started off just protesting calmly.
Well, some people did. But then, of course, there are people that started rioting. And there's about somewhere between 100 to 200 rioters, even though there's about 5,000 protesters.
I read that there's up to 10,000 peaceful protesters now who are actually, they themselves are trying to control the rioters.
They're trying to protect the people, and there are video of this. Protecting the police, protecting other people, stop and saying stop it. And then, of course, there's my favorite video of the guy who's doing Michael Jackson Beat It the whole time.
Remember the musical, Hairspray.
Hairspray. Oh, Hairspray. That's a good call.
Thanks.
Good call. Nobody's perfect
But us.